Welcome back to the podcast, the Dungeon Master Universe podcast. I am your host, Evil Dungeon Master Vince, and it is Wednesday, middle of the week, and hopefully you're doing well. Time for another podcast. Everything's doing pretty well with the downloads. They're increasing as time goes by. I appreciate everybody that downloads and comments on the podcast. Ask the DM at theevildm.com is my email address if you want to email me and talk about things, or go to facebook.com/theevildungeonmaster, or hit me up on X at theevildm. Theevildm.com is my website where you can go and check out what I'm doing. I've been doing a bunch of stuff. Actually, right now I've been doing a little bit of coding, web page coding, if you want to call it coding. I know a lot of coders, or like HTML programming or whatever, is not coding, but I've been doing a bunch of web page coding, so to speak, to get some generators down for my game. So if I need something quickly, I can click on it, because a lot of times I'll be running a game and the players will ask questions and I need something quickly, like an NPC or maybe even a book. Because a lot of times when they go into libraries or people's houses and they find a bunch of books, they want to know what exactly that book is. And I never plan for those things half the time. So why would they want to look at a book? Well, now I have an idea of a book generator going. So I got that. I got my solo Oracle going. I took the one-page Mythic Game Master emulator and I made that into a whole thing on a web page for myself. So I don't know if I could share that, because Mythic Gem Tanya Pigeon is the one that owns that. So I don't think she'll be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. But anyway, today we're going to talk a little bit about a monster in the monster manual, one that I don't normally use, and I don't think I've seen a lot of people use, and it's on page 74. It's the Nixie. First glance at the Nixie, it kind of looks like a weird Aquaman type person, because of the way he's just sitting in the water waving. And I have no idea why they have him pictured like that, because they're generally not that friendly. Rare appearance, 20 to 80 at a time. Armor class of 7, 6 movement, 12 probably underwater. 1 to 4 hit points. That's it. They aren't really strong, because their hit dice is not even a D8, so it's 1 to 4. So they're pretty weak. 95% chance they're going to be in their lair. They're underwater. They're probably going to be in their lair. They get 1 attack by whatever weapon they have. They have a special attack of charm, and they have a 25% magic resistance. They are very intelligent. They're neutral, and they're small size, so they're about 4 feet tall. Nothing else. So Nixies are water sprites that inhabit lakes. They can, but seldom do, venture onto land. The Nixies weave dwellings of living seaweed, so it's 95% chance unlikely that you'll be able to find their lair or be noticed unless you're really close to it underwater. Furthermore, Nixies will have a giant fish to guard their lair. They have gar and pike, which are giant fish creatures, which obey simple commands given by the Nixies. They also can summon 10 to 100 small fish. Kind of sounds like Aquaman here for a little bit. Now, here's why I say they're not so nice. For a neutral aligned creature, Nixies delight in enslaving humans. And if one or more approach within 30 feet of a group of Nixies, the latter will generate a powerful charm spell. 1 such spell for each 10 Nixies, which requires the victim make a saving throw versus magic at -2 on the die. If a charm person has dispel magic spell cast upon him before entering the water, there's a 75% chance the charm will be broken, but once in the water, the chance is only 10% to be broken. Wow. If a human is charmed by the Nixies, they will take the victim to their lair for 1 full year, but thereafter the charm wears off and the victim is allowed to go free. During any period of such enslavement, the Nixies will keep a water-breathing spell on the human captive. Each Nixie has the power to cast a water-breathing spell on any creature or dispel it once per day. It lasts 1 day. Nixies are armed with long daggers and javelins. The latter are used as spears underwater, as missiles above. Each Nixie carries 1 of each weapon. The javelins can be thrown a maximum of 6 inches, or 1 inch short range, 3 medium. Although Nixies are 25% magic resistant, they fear fire and a very bright light. A flaming sword or a light spell will keep back the Nixies. A continual light spell will keep them at bay until they can negate it by summoning small fish to crowd around the light to dim it. Nixies speak their own language and common tongue. Nixies appear to be very comely humanoids, with greenish skin, dark uh, green hair, and silver eyes. Their skin is lightly scaled, and hands and feet are webbed. So I have to wonder if maybe this creature was based a little bit off of Aquaman, to be honest. I mean, it sounds like all the powers of Aquaman. Aquaman is a pretty big superhero that has been around for quite some time, so why not take a little bit off of him? But that's the first thing that comes to mind when I see the class. I mean, the race. Wow. The creature. So, thinking of ways that you can use this creature, players may need to maybe. Okay, so they enslave humans for a year, supposedly. Maybe they captured someone's loved one, and the party needs to figure out a way to get to the lair. They know there's a lair in a certain lake, as that's where the last time the person has been seen. So they have to figure out a way to get underwater, get a water breathing spell, and try to figure out where their lair is, and swim to it and get in there. Maybe a water breathing ring will help. So that's one way we can do it with them. Nixies can also be something in some type of place that they have to go, that they're guardians, or maybe they are people that are blocking a path to something that they need to get to, and the players have to negotiate with the Nixies and talk to them and maybe do a favor for them or solve some riddles. And the deal is, if they get it correct, they get the pass, and if they fail, they could be charmed or forced to perform some tasks for the Nixies to, make up for it. Maybe one of the party members is captured, and the players have to go back and rescue him. That's always a way to do it. Thinking of another thing, maybe the Nixies have cursed a local town, causing the water supply to become tainted or lakes to dry up. The parties must figure out the reason why this is happening, and maybe rumors lead to these Nixies because someone did something along the way to get pissed them off. So the parties have to negotiate with the Nixies to get peace and find a way to break the curse. This can lead to some choices and some moral dilemmas, maybe, because there's a reason why they did what they did. Since the Nixies do fear light and fire, it's always good to have these things on you, but unfortunately, there's got to be a way for a character to realize this is going to affect them. So maybe you can spread some rumors around while you're doing one of these adventures with the curse or something, and throw some random things in if people search for rumors and stuff like that. Like, maybe they're like, oh, the water creatures do not like light thrown in their face, or the water creatures don't like fire. Things like that. Subtle, rumors like that can help a party figure out how to defeat a creature. Uh, Maybe the Nixies actually are being threatened by a darker force, and the players' characters happen to be going by, and they approach them and ask them for help. So they will grant them something or give them something, and they have to fend off this threat and create a temporary alliance with them. That could be something. Those are just some ways I have thought about how you can use a Nixie in your campaign, because not a lot of times you're going to be involved with water. You can have obviously lakes and stuff like that near your towns and stuff, and I would go as far as maybe if it's a large river or something that goes through your area, you can have a Nixie in the large river if it's deep enough, because maybe they're exploring for food, or they're exploring to try to find a human to capture. So it might be a way that you can get them involved. But chances are you're not going to be using a Nixie that often. If you're doing a campaign that's at sea or something like that, or maybe short boat rides or something, yeah, Nixies will be involved, definitely. I could see them even being in the sea, to be honest, but more towards land because they want to capture and enslave humans. Tell me what you think in the comments about this creature. Have you ever used it? Does it even sound interesting to you? I'm curious to know. I don't think I'd probably ever use this creature at all. It doesn't sound too exciting to me, to be honest. Tell me what you think in the comments. With that said, I'm going to head out. Keep it original. Keep it old school. Good night. God bless. And keep those AD&D fires lit. Good night.